Wow. Who is Mark O'Donnell? Well, Mark, I feel like I know you now. My good wife sent me out to the studio tonight. She was reading about you on Twitter, and she follows Twitter. Of course, I'm in my own world half the time. So she produces a show. I come out and look at it. And I got looking at it, and I thought this was just going to be another news story, but it's not. Once I started looking into who you are, Mark O'Donnell, and I'm new to the community, maybe 15 months since I've really woken up. Started looking online and trusting the XJW community. Probably only in the last 6 months that we've really gotten involved and went on to live chats and other parts of the community. So this is quite new. And I know there's a lot of new PMOs waking up, and all of this stuff is brand new to all of us. And when I look at you, Mark O'Donnell, and when I look at you and your wife, Kimberly, I just think, wow, you're an example for all of us. Now, you have such a story. I'm going to be running a program tomorrow. My good wife is going to hopefully get me into this here, this Atlantic article, and I'm going to get into that. I can only read part of it without a subscription, so she's going to get me into it. I seen most of it today. It's quite a story. If the audience hasn't read it, I'm going to read it tomorrow. I'm going to cover the whole story. What a story. This needs to be on my channel anyways. But today I want to talk about Mark. This is going to go, I'm going to flick back to the studio, and it's going to flick back to that scene. Just hold on. Mark. So when we talk about who is Mark, I'm going to put the small screen up here. And my good wife gave me this part to read. It starts with Kimberly O'Donnell, now Mark's wife. Full circle moment, she says, whistleblowers are appreciated and needed. These documents that were stolen were not used for viewers or donations, but Mark turned them over to the authorities, and today justice was served. So here it is, count 1, gross sexual assault, victim A guilty. Count 2, unlawful sexual contact, victim B guilty. And victim impact statements and sentencing momentarily. Stolen documents have served justice today. Mark O'Donnell. So thank you very much, Mark and Kimberly, for sharing that. Now, we will try to get into some of this story tomorrow. It's a former Jehovah's Witness elder, Fiennes, if I'm saying that right, is being tried on several counts of gross sexual assault involving numerous family members and other children. And the investigation began in 2019 and continued throughout COVID. And Mark O'Donnell says, I received these documents between 2017 and 2018. And he was able to secure a police investigation by working with detectives in Maine who recognized that the JWs had harbored documents involving crimes for decades. And then Mark goes on to say, for those who have read the 2019 Atlantic article and seen the Crusaders documentary, and that's what we're going to look at tomorrow, folks. So tune in tomorrow. We're going to run another article on Mark O'Donnell and this Atlantic article. And he says you will recall references to these leaked documents, and today is the day the state of Maine seeks justice for the victims. So thank you very much, Mark, for that. And the abusers, Ernie Fiennes, was arrested 2 years ago at 83 years old following the investigation, but was released on bail. However, he was caught attempting to tamper with witnesses. Can you believe that? And his bail was revoked, and he has been locked up for the past 18 months awaiting trial. So it goes on, Mark goes on to say, it took me 16 hours to drive here from Maryland to the northmost county in Maine, Aroostook. Stay tuned for trial updates. And that's it. That's it on that article. So thanks again to I'm just going to get that off my screen. Thanks again to both the O'Donnells, because we realize that this takes a lot on the wife's part to be an activist and to do this. And the wife's working just as hard behind the scenes with the husband, and it's a lot of work. So we want to thank you as an XJW community. You're a fine example, an excellent example. You're a hero, really, to a lot of the children out there that are abused. And I think that this example could help elders out there, especially the secretaries. The secretaries who have access to these files could make a photocopy of all of the sexual abuse stuff where they know that crimes are being hidden, and they could put that in a priority post envelope and send it anonymously as an anonymous tip to the local police authorities. And I think this is an example that all of these elders, and I actually made something special up for all these elders out there. It's called this. It's the Palmer leak as an example. These stolen elder files, they paid off. So you don't have to steal them. You could photocopy them, put them in a priority post, send it to the police department. You secretaries who you know these are crimes. This is an obstruction of justice, but you don't want to be exposed. Maybe you still believe in all the Jehovah's Witness stuff, but you don't want to be involved in a crime. You don't want to go to jail. You don't want to lose your house. So there's your get out of jail free card, is take these files and send them to the police. That'll get you out of jail for free. That's my thoughts on the matter. But thanks a lot to the O'Donnells. Thanks for your excellent work in taking those files and getting them to the right place. So that's all we have tonight, folks. And tomorrow we'll run another story on Mark O'Donnell. So here we go.